Do you want to spend more time making music and less time making content to promote yourself as a DJ and producer? Today, I've got 5 big tips to make quicker Instagram Reels that get views in 2023. The aim of this video is to give you more time and help break down some of the frustrations and headaches around making content for you as a DJ and producer. I always think when you spend so much time making this wonderful piece of art and this make a piece of music, that you should spend as much time as you can promoting it and making content to push it so as many people can hear it as humanly possible. This is easier said than done because coming up with content ideas is sometimes difficult and frustrating. Also, it must be daunting and leads to some procrastination, especially when you're seeing people online saying you need to make 2 reels a day. Going from 0 a day to 2 a day, that seems like a big leap. Your brain will literally go, no chance, I'm not doing it. How am I supposed to make 15 to 20 pieces of content a week? That's like trying to make a car go from 0 to 100 instantly. Even the fastest cars will have to build up to that speed. Yes, it will happen quicker, they still have to do it. I would just say, just start doing something. Start doing something a little bit. And if you've not watched my content for DJs and producers, this video here, I'll put it in the card and I'll put it below again. Go and watch that after this video. And then once you've started making some content and started building some content ideas and building a schedule for yourself, remember, don't panic and post, plan first. Then you can do my first tip, which is reuse old content. If you have a piece of content that's done really well for you and you see it's got some views and you see it's got some reach, then simply reuse this or remake this piece of content for the new audience. Reusing content speeds up your production, it speeds up your output, and it makes your headache so much easier. You already have the script, you already have what's working, and it may be just a case of you just reposting it and using it again, or just remaking it. When you posted that content the first time, you might have less followers. Those followers might not have been online, they might not have been active. So what you're going to find is when you redo it, there might be a whole different bunch of people online. It might get shown to the small percentage it gets shown to first in the algorithm to a different small percentage. Different people are going to see it. And what you'll probably find is loads of people will react to it differently or react to it for the first time. The other thing is, who actually can remember if they watched something 2 or 3 weeks ago, 2 or 3 days ago, let alone a month or 2 months ago? Can you? Resurfacing old content can bring life to that old piece of content. It can cut the amount of content you need to make down by 1 or 2 or 3, depending on how often you do it. Also, if it's around a track, it gives that track a new lease of life. No one says you have to stop promoting a track or a mix after 2 weeks. You can resurface them and reuse them all the time, especially when you're lacking in content. This could also kick the Spotify algorithm off because if it's moved into that catalog moment after 18 months, and you resurface a piece of content, give it a little push again, it could do something magical in the Spotify algorithm as well. The second big tip for 2023 is use the remix feature on Instagram Reels to remix your piece of content. This allows you to remake a piece of content and remake a new piece of content just by clicking one button. The remix allows you to react to a piece of content that you've already made. So for instance, if you've got a piece of content that's doing really well, make a remix of it and all you've got to do is sit there and react to it, and it resurfaces the original piece of content, makes a new piece of content in the time that it took for that piece of content to run. So if it's a 10-second reel, it's going to take 10 seconds to make that new piece of content. Maybe you get a big play from a big artist, maybe like Stella Boss or Andy C or Sam Divine or Michael Bibby. Maybe you get a big play from one of those people and react to that massive play. You're sitting there going, yeah. That creates that piece of content really, really fast. It shows how happy you are. It shows your reaction to it. And it just makes it even more real for the fan base. Similarly, using a green screen option on Instagram Reels allows you to put your face in the bottom corner. And again, allows you to make a piece of content in the length of the time that original piece of content ran. And it could be, again, you reacting to something. Other reactions could be if someone gives a tip that you really like. You're just sharing that tip to your audience. It's going to give that tip to your audience. But also, you're going to be making a reaction saying, this is cool, I like this. This is a good tip. You should know this. It's thinking about audience first. You could remix a labels post onto your own page to give more life to that original post. Maybe the label posts it, you remix it, it puts it on your page as well. Or maybe you get a premiere on a website, like data transmissions, for instance, and you could use the green screen with the premiere behind you. You're showing that you've got a great premiere on a great website and creating a piece of content that's just as well. My third big tip for 2023 is use the time-lapse feature on your phone to make a piece of content. You can actually do this whilst you're in the studio. Set the camera up, put it on time-lapse, record a massive piece of content, maybe do it for an hour. You've got an hour piece of content, which you can chop up into smaller pieces of content to promote stuff. Maybe it's you beavering away at the studio Right, well, that's going to be great when you start trying to promote your track and you are wanting to talk about maybe a beatport placing or a Spotify playlist that you've been put into. You can have the time-lapse moving away. You can put the track underneath it because you link to the Instagram music. And then maybe you just put a little image over the top of the beatport place. Caption says, thanks to all that have bought it so far. If you've not, go and check it out. It takes you seconds to make that piece of content. Or maybe you can just be sat there with your headphones on, with the laptop open, and you're just sitting there pretending to listen to music, and then you put a track underneath. This week's feature banger is. This week, my recommendation is for a track. All of these very simple, and it's all just about making the time-lapse video first. My fourth big tip for 2023 is talk to the camera and talk about your new music, or talk about music you love. Tell them why you're excited about it. Tell the audience about an upcoming event. I wouldn't do it day of because people have already made the decisions. Do it a little bit in advance. Firstly, doing it in advance, you need to give the reel time to get some reach. Reels are getting reach and reach and reach after days and days after they've been uploaded. And also weeks after they're uploaded. The algorithm works a little bit differently. If you are doing an announcement type thing for your events, your call to action should be get your mates to tag people in that town, city, location you're going to. And you might be able to grow some audience out of new fans from your mates knowing people that live in the same town as you're going to be playing. If you're speaking to camera, you need to hook the people in the first 2 seconds. And always make it about you. You need to do this, or you should come to this, or you should do this. People are selfish, remember. That content will do much better. And then get to the meat and stop people swiping. Before my final tip, I want to tell you I've written a brand new ebook to help you with Instagram. And I've put the link in the caption below. Go and grab it. It's free to do. And it's going to give you loads of tips for growing on Instagram in 2023. My final and 5th tip to grow on Instagram in 2023 is make a DJ video and put it on YouTube, because YouTube's going to be a massive growth platform next year. I have loads of videos going to be coming up on YouTube and how to grow on YouTube next year, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those. What you're going to do is you're going to upload that to YouTube, and then that is 60 minutes of content which you can chop up and repurpose for your Instagram. A couple of things, when you're setting up the decks and you're setting up your space to DJ, make sure there is a vertical space in the camera shot so you can cut that bit out and make it fit for Instagram Reels and make it fit in the space you've got. Remember, people view content like this and they like to swipe. You will find you'll get so many reels and carousels from that one long piece of content, and it's going to help you make content much quicker. Which one of those are you going to do, or are you going to do something that I've missed? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know. I would love you to watch this video next on a big algorithm update for Instagram. It's going to help you learn about Instagram loads more, and it's going to really level you up. Next week, I'm launching my big Instagram Reels challenge for 2023. Loads of you have done this before, the line I did it in 2022. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that challenge. I am Graham Farmer, and I will see you in the next video. Cheerio. Bye-bye.